In this video, I'm going to be showing you the best rat spots for Season 3 on Apex Legends Mobile. These spots did get me to Apex Predator for Season 3, and I will be including World's Edge and Kings Canyon in this video, so if you want to skip ahead to any spot, they will be sectioned off. Like I said though, these spots did 100% help me to get to Predator. The reason that ratting is kind of really good in this game is because they really prioritize placement over kills for some reason, especially once you get to Masters. You kind of have no reason to get kills anymore, so these spots that I'm going to be showing you in this video will help you achieve Predator, no problem. If you guys are new, make sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel because it does help me out a ton. Now the first spot right here is right outside of Market, and it's basically right behind these two rocks. Like, it's not that great of a spot, but once you get behind the rocks, you're gonna see that you're basically completely hidden from all the enemies. I've had tons of people run past me. I've seen the footstep indicators come up and they ran straight past me, and I went completely undetected so many times in this spot. It's a great spot, and it's actually been one that's really helped me get to Predator, to be really honest with you, this one right here. This next spot is right also by Market, and it's not as good of a rat spot because you are kind of out in the open a little bit from one spot, but you are kind of hidden as well, so I just decided to throw it in here. The main two ways that you can get up here are through Octane and Pathfinder, but you can also use Ash to get up here if you really wanted to. For all of these spots, I'm gonna say, to be really honest with you, Pathfinder is the legend that I use whenever I rat, so I would highly suggest you use Pathfinder if you're going for rat spots, because he's the one that's going to get you to all the spots that you... Basically, this next spot is right at bridges, and if you come down this hill and then hold the wall, you're going to see that there's a little bit of an indent downwards and into the rock, and you can hide in this little crevice, and you're decently hidden from every single angle. Now you do have to be careful. I've had people drop down on me in this spot before, so it's not the best, but it definitely has helped me out in a few different instances, so I definitely wanted to just throw it in here. But again, you have to watch out because there are people that will just like to randomly drop down on you for some reason. Now this next spot is probably my absolute favorite spot for Kings Canyon because it's a trio of spots and it's almost always in the first two zones, which is really good. And also, there's not any possible way for people to see you unless they're really good at spotting rats, or if they have the ability to just randomly stumble up here with you. But other than that, you're always going to be good in these spots, I promise. Unless this video somehow gets a lot of views and people start to hunt them down in these spots, but all three of these spots are amazing and they're all in the same exact spot basically. So if you get caught up in one, especially if you're Pathfinder, you could grapple and possibly make it to the other one. You can grapple from spot 1 to spot 2 all the way over to spot 3, but I'm not too sure if you can make it back over the other way, but you definitely can make it a little bit of a route so that people cannot hit you in these spots. Now on World's Edge, this spot right here is right outside of Capital City, which is huge because Capital City is such a hot spot on the map that if you need to, you can run here if both your squad mates die and cap off drop. You can run here and hide and possibly go back for their banners or just camp it out the entire game. This is a really great spot though. This has actually got me to top 2 in about 4 different instances, so this spot right here is definitely one of the better spots in this entire video as well. I do want to give a shout out to Chark51. I don't even know if he watches my videos at all, but he's the one that showed me this spot, so huge shout out to you, my guy. Appreciate it. This is a really good rat spot. The next spot here is at Train Yard, and basically you're just going to try and make your way up on top of these rocks as you see in the video, and you are pretty much hidden except for the 2 little carts that are chilling up floating, except for the 2 little carts that are suspended up in the air right there. People can see you from those, but other than that, I mean, you don't really have to worry. People aren't going to really be looking up here for you unless you gave your spot away to begin with, but really good spot as well. Like I said, basically all of these spots have helped me gain points in some way or another, so I'm not showing you them unless they actually provide some use to you. Keep that in mind when you're watching these. The next spot is basically right across the train tracks from the other one, so very useful to know both of these in case you get caught up in one. You can juke people out and then make your way back over to the other one really fast. This spot's actually really good because you are hidden completely, but if someone uses a launch pad once, then there's a good shot that they can see you, and people like to use launch pads right here all the time. I don't know why. It's a bit of a Strange phenomenon, but it happens to me quite frequently, so be careful with that. The next spot right here is between Fuel Depot and Train Yard. The easiest way to get up here is definitely Pathfinder. Like I said, for all of these spots, I should just name these videos Pathfinder spots, but you can get up here with Octane and Ash once again. Once you're up here, the only way that you're gonna get seen is if someone's looking directly in this spot, so don't move. They're basically golden. There's a lot of spots that are in this general area right here. It's very weird because you can rat in a few different areas, but I figured I would just show you the best one of the bunch. You can hide in other places, like under the actual sloped bridge that goes up with the zipline, or different rock that hugs the bottom of the train track right here. But find a good spot, suit up, and don't move. This next spot is probably my favorite for World's Edge. I usually check the map and see if the zone goes to this one first every single time. It's right outside of Fuel Depot, and it's basically on this rock. There's a bunch of different areas that you can actually go to, which is why this is such an amazing spot. And there's a bunch of different areas that give you complete coverage unless someone else is up on the rock with you, which if that's the case, it's either another rat which you could take out easy, or it's a squad that knew you were up there from the get-go, so you gotta get out of there. But yeah, there's a bunch of different spots that you can hide up here. Also, right at the cave entrance, you can also sit on top of that little overhanging part. I didn't show that in the clip, but you can do that, so keep that in mind as well. But yeah, this is probably my favorite spot for World's Edge right here. And finally, the last rat spot, surprise, is also right outside of Train Yard, close to Lava Fissure. Right by this Apex sign, you're just gonna get on top of this little overhanging part on the cliff, and once you're up here, you're chilling. Sit still, and you are all good. Keep in mind, the reason that I'm showing you a lot of these spots, it might seem like they aren't close together, but that's because a lot of these spots do end up in the final zones. Try and give you guys spots that are closer to the end of the game rather than closer to the beginning of the game, because if you get spots that are closer to the beginning of the game, there's not really much of a point to sit in them because you have to move out of them sooner than later anyways. So it's good to get a spot that you know will work on round 3, 4, and 5. But yeah, for now I'm gonna head out. I hope you guys do have a good rest of the day. If you guys are new, make sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel because it does help me out a ton. I will see you in the next one. Peace.